Hello Pisces, and welcome to your mini monthly tarot reading for the month of February. My name is Jennifer with Aquamood for those of you that are new. Just as a general reminder that I've already pre-shuffled and meditated with all the decks so that we can get started right away. And if you find that this reading resonates with you, I do invite you to check out the collective energy clearing that I do every month at the end of all the readings. And because we are doing this reading during the second week of February, the first week is going to be more of past energies for you guys. All right. Yeah, so in the first week, you have the Eight of Swords coming up and the Ace of Wands. So at the beginning of the month, you might have been feeling a bit of a frustration, it's kind of like you've been in the energy of wanting to break through something, of wanting to get to the other side, of wanting to get past something, but you've been going at it for so long, or you've been going at it for a while, or in the same way that you haven't been able to have the perspective that you've needed to break through, to break free, to break out. So you might have been, or you might still be, kind of like in an energy of frustration and maybe even a little bit of hopelessness. And to help with that, in week 2, you have the Four of Swords coming up. So you're being advised to meditate, to rest, to fill your own cup, whatever that looks like, to spend time with yourself, whether it's doing meditations or healings, or having a warm cup of tea, whatever that means for you. Because you still have Five of Cups energy coming up for you in the second week. This is telling me that there are some areas that are still triggering sadness within you. There are areas that you haven't been able to fully find a resolve in or with, that you might still be holding on to, that might still be weighing heavily on you. And so that is why you have this Four of Swords card coming in as medicine to any sadness that you might still be feeling. Oh, but it's gonna get better in week 3 because you have a Daughter of Wands coming up. And so this is telling me that your energy is getting ready to shift if you allow it, if you make that space for it, where you're being more, is it throwing caution to the wind, or you're being more optimistic about where you're heading or where you could be going. Because there's an opportunity for emotional healing to come through for you, an opportunity for you to be vulnerable, even if it's just emotionally vulnerable for yourself or with yourself, or in acknowledging the situation or the event or the circumstance that's been weighing heavily on your heart. Maybe even acknowledging it and having some of that heart healing helps to soften the energy to shift you out of it. And in the fourth week, you have the Hanged One. And so this is talking about any potential delays you might be experiencing. Gonna look at the second card before I keep talking. Yeah. So this is talking about you potentially going in circles. Potentially, it's like you make some progress, you find your peace, you are excited and optimistic about the future, and you're ready to go. And then you bring yourself back to this energy of wanting to break free, of feeling trapped, of feeling bound, of feeling like you can't um, break free or break through, but it's a different energy. The hanged one is a little bit more intentional. And this is saying more like any delays that you might be experiencing, any non movement that you might be experiencing is helping you get a different perspective on your situation. This is, it's almost like saying this perspective that you've been wanting or that you didn't have quite at the beginning of the month starts to come through at the end of the month. However, you have the Ten of Swords coming up, and this is asking you to be very mindful of your thoughts, of being very mindful of projecting too far into the future, that it starts to create anxiousness or anxiety for you. Ten of Swords energy comes up, at least in this deck, of when you've just overanalyzed or overthought a situation so much that you have nowhere to go back. I have nowhere to go than to drop back down into your heart space. So, if at week 2 you can give time to your heart space, to that situation or person or dynamic that might still be causing some of that sadness, and allow yourself to go a little deeper with it, to look a little bit closer. It'll help easen up that potential cycle that you've been looped in. All right, let's pull oracle cards for each of the weeks. Yeah, in week 1, you have surrender your desire to control people. Being over controlling can sabotage relationships. To more effectively achieve your goals, back off, regroup, and give the situation some breathing room. Again, the situation that you've been wanting to break through or break free from, this is coming up as a check in with yourself of where you can let go, of where you can surrender a little, of where you might be micromanaging a situation or an outcome that is keeping you stuck. So if any Aquarius got the same card in the same placement and you have surrendered to creativity, let your imagination soar, stay open to all creative ideas about how to pursue a dream or a problem. So part of the medicine of spending some time alone or time to yourself is to engage in a creative practice, even if it's just doodling, painting, coloring, whatever your creative method or preference is. You are being encouraged to indulge in this during the second week as a form of getting like a form of therapy, a form of relaxing, a form of shifting and focusing your mind to something that's not overthinking or overanalyzing. In the third week, you have surrender defensiveness. Defensiveness is a sign of weakness. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out, then offer a clear, non-defensive response. So to me, this is talking about this opportunity to be vulnerable, this opportunity to have some healing or a breakthrough, even potentially. So being very mindful of your response and the space that you're coming from. Yeah, you have surrendered negative thinking in week 4. You have control over your thoughts. When negative thoughts surface, say thank you for sharing and quickly refocus on positive affirmations. So, again, I want to say that this entire reading is centered around managing your thoughts, managing your anxiety to a certain extent, and allowing your thoughts to work for you, not against you. All right, let's pull one chakra card to close out your reading. You have third eye chakra, and it says trust. Trust your intuition. It is in contact with a higher source of knowledge. And so if you can anchor into this trust, if you can anchor into your intuition, if you can anchor into knowing that you are being guided or protected, or that there is higher wisdom available to you, you don't have to succumb to worst case scenarios, and you don't have to succumb to letting your brain run away from you and create situations that bring more stress to you that haven't even happened yet. All right, Pisces, I'm going to leave it right there. I hope these messages were helpful to you, and we'll see you guys at the next reading. Bye.